Silence. Not the peaceful kind, but the kind that feels like the world is holding its breath, just waiting for you to make a wrong move. Richard opened his eyes. He was lying on a cold, metallic floor. The vibrant, chaotic room of magic was gone. The terrifying creature, gone. Even Charlie, gone. But the darkness wasn't empty. It was listening. Richard pushed himself up slowly, his joints aching. The air around him shimmered, bending like heat waves rising from scorching pavement. Shapes flickered in the distance, vague and unsettling shadows of instruments, shadows of forgotten memories, shadows of people he once knew. Nero was rebuilding itself, piece by piece, all around him. He felt a lump form in his throat. He whispered into the void, "Charlie, where are you?" A faint echo answered, but it wasn't a voice. It was a melody. The same melody Charlie used to hum as a child, a simple tune, soft, hopeful, trembling with endless possibility. Richard's heart leaped. He had to follow it. He stumbled forward, and the ground shifted beneath his feet, forming a path of glowing symbols that pulsed with each step he took. The symbols felt familiar, like notes on a musical staff, but they were wrong, twisted, reversed. He stopped, staring at the corrupted score beneath him. He realized what they were. They were Charlie's dreams, rewritten by Nero's dark influence. The path led him into a massive chamber, a twisted cathedral of sound. Floating platforms drifted aimlessly in the air, like broken pieces of a stage after a disastrous final act. Giant speakers hung from invisible wires, humming with a low, menacing static. And there, in the very center of the chamber, stood a boy, small, still, facing away. Richard's heart dropped into his stomach. "Charlie." The boy didn't move. Richard took a hesitant step closer, his boots echoing in the vast space. "Charlie, please. Look at me." The boy lifted his head slightly, just enough for Richard to see a faint glow beneath his hair. Golden light. The same light that had lived inside the room of magic. But something was terribly wrong. The glow flickered, unstable, like a candle desperately fighting a storm. Richard reached out a hand, his voice cracking. "Charlie, I'm here. I found you." The boy finally turned. It was Charlie, but his eyes were hollow, filled with swirling smoke instead of life. His skin flickered between solid form and shifting shadow, and his voice, when he spoke, it was layered with the echoes of 1,000 different versions of himself. "You shouldn't have come." Richard recoiled. "Charlie, what did Nero do to you?" Charlie shook his head slowly, a gesture of profound sadness. "It didn't do anything." He pointed a wavering finger to his own chest. "I did." The entire chamber trembled. The speakers crackled, bursting with violent static. The shadows swirling around them twisted and writhed like living smoke. Charlie's voice deepened, losing its boyish tone and gaining a terrifying resonance. "I stayed too long. I kept creating. I kept pushing. I kept trying to be perfect." He looked up, his eyes now glowing with an intense, burning light. "Nero doesn't trap you, Richard." He took a step forward. "It becomes you." Richard felt the floor pulse beneath him, a deep, rhythmic heartbeat syncing with his own. He whispered, his own hope faltering, "Charlie, I can take you home." For a fleeting moment, Charlie's expression softened. A flicker of the boy he once was, the brother he knew, broke through the smoke. But then the chamber roared. A voice, the creature's voice, boomed from every direction at once. "He cannot leave." Charlie flinched as if struck. The shadows surged toward him, wrapping around his arms, his legs, his throat, like monstrous serpents. Richard didn't hesitate. He lunged forward. No. He grabbed Charlie's hand, the same small hand he once held while teaching him his very first chord on the keyboard. The shadows recoiled instantly, hissing like water on a fire. The chamber shook violently. Charlie's real voice, small and desperate, broke through the layers of echoes. "Richard, if you pull me out, Nero will take you instead." Richard tightened his grip, his knuckles white. "I don't care." Charlie's eyes widened not with fear, but with something else. Something Richard hadn't seen in a long time. Hope. The shadows screamed in fury. The chamber began to collapse. The floor split open, revealing a churning abyss of pure darkness. Richard felt himself being dragged downward into the very core of Nero, into the place where dreams go to die. Charlie held onto him with both hands, now, his small frame straining against the immense force. "Richard." Richard looked into his brother's eyes and shook his head. Never again. The shadows surged, the light exploded, and everything went white.